South of the Mason-Dixon line, the quarterback legacy of the Manning family goes way back. In 1970 in Oxford, Mississippi, Elisha Manning, better known as Archie, was put on the fast track for the Heisman Trophy. There was even a song with the lyric, "Archie Super Manning gonna run for president." Woody's World was curious about that name and that song.
This is the remote, rural Mississippi of legend and literature. The Mississippi that William Faulkner, who lived in this house, engraved on the imaginations of the world. But few places nowadays are remote from the bright beams and bugles of promotion and publicity. And Archie Manning, who plays football down the hill, stands in a Times Square glare.
The ball is snapped to Archie, but down it is the last. He throws it to the end zone, another touchdown pass. He put points on the scoreboard for that big rebel crew. That's all-American Archie, you know Archie who.
The rebel rouser's hoddy-toddy record is certainly something Walter Camp never foresaw. Like the saluting cannon which herald the arrival of a head of state, magazine covers thunder a warning that a campaign is underway, a demand for attention to the claims of one who will be measured by the circular yardstick of legend. While quarterbacks are firing passes, press agents are firing puffs, and a man who can throw a paragraph all the way across the country is Billy Gates, who wants Archie to have the country's top football award. You're fighting to get him national recognition.
That's very true.
And so that you are also trying to win a trophy, aren't you?
Well, we'd like very much for Archie to have the Heisman.
And if he doesn't get it, what happens to you?
We'll answer that question later. I don't think anyone here in the office would bother me, but I might get hacked around a bit outside, off the campus.
The university, diligent but dignified, disclaims interest in the commercial crackling which supports the boom of its big guns. But it is aware that competition for attention is merciless and that the nudging effect of buttons, banners, and marquee displays helps to crest the wave and wash away the claims of rival heroes whose supporters are armed only with mimeograph machines. The Mississippi Message obviously has reached the White House, as witnessed the president's recent chat with men of the Sixth Fleet.
Ole Miss?
Ohio State.
You mean with that passer? Yeah, they have a great passer there, Archie Manning.
Back home in Drew, Mississippi, folks never stopped talking about Archie because he wouldn't let them. Captain of 4 sports, he was too busy to eat, too skinny to attract much recruiting attention. He seemed one of those whose high school yearbook would contain most of his history. Now, 4 years and 40 pounds later, he holds the key to a world which never heard of Drew. But Coach John Vaught feels that Archie's unflappability is immutable.
I think you've got to consider the person you're working with. Archie Manning is a very level-headed, smart boy, and he knows the meaning of all of this publicity, which is good, but it doesn't help him in winning the football game.
Certainly when Ole Miss plays, the evidences of support for Archie Manning cover a wide swath of wishes, and the weight of wishes, however well-intentioned, can make a heavy pack to carry on the uphill path to victory. Archie tries to push it all to the periphery of consciousness, something to be enjoyed later.
At first, I didn't like it. I was afraid of the way that maybe the other teammates would accept it, what they would think about it. But they kind of took it on as a joke, and maybe a joke with me and playing around with me. I didn't mind it too much. I try not just to pay too much attention to it. I can't say that I dislike the national pressure and so forth. I mean, when you want to be a college athlete, you want to do the best possible, and you want to be in the national spotlights.
Flackery aside, Manning has strong statistical support for a Heisman Trophy, completing more than half of his career passes, running not with the scared scurry of a trapped scrambler, but with a halfback's tactical arrogance, and putting another entry into school and conference record books with almost every game. Some think his national boom began last year when he completed 33 passes and ran for 3 touchdowns on a Saturday afternoon. Others, including Manning, think it may have to do with the romantic sound of the name, Archie. Certainly the mention of his baptismal name causes what color set owners and lady novelists would call a mantle of crimson.
What do you think would have happened if you'd still been called Elisha?
Well, I don't think they probably wouldn't have put that on a button.
When did you stop being called Elisha?
Well, I don't ever remember being called Elisha.
Well, it's in the college catalog as your name. Is it really?
Yes, sir. That's my first name.
But nobody's ever called you that.
No, sir.
One can't help but feel that if he hadn't shortened his name, he might have sublimated his shyness in the front four, where recognition is as rare as complete sets of teeth.
I don't make a tackle, they wonder where you went. Archie Super Manning should run for president. He wears that number 18 for the big bad red and blue. A rootin' tootin' quarterback, my friends, that's Archie Who.
With its love of pillars and the past, Ole Miss cherishes such genteel distinctions as that here taught the South's first lady faculty member, Sarah McGee Isom. Non-antiquarians may say Sarah McGee who, but soon only the unworldly will say Archie who. This is Heywood Hale Broun in University, Mississippi.